o'clock on the dot. It is a Tuesday morning, May the 18th. Rise and shine, friends. This is Coffee Talk. We get together just about 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully getting your day started off updated and aware of the beautiful conditions outside. We're so lucky to have this. Wow, speaking of that, the people heading out there would be perhaps a little luckier going on a cruise ship. That's a live look over at Port Canaveral. It is a beautiful, beautiful morning out that direction. Let's head over to Volusia County, see what's doing. There's the Ponce Inlet. How pretty is that? The beach is looking fantastic. Really, really nice. Look at the tourist district tower cam, a little hazy. No surprise, it's still a nice warm pattern around. There's downtown Orlando looking very, very nice. Here's a live look at our first warning Doppler radar, and we are nice and quiet in the metro area. But notice north and west of town, we've got a cluster of showers and even some thunder showers. Let me zoom in just a little bit and give you an idea. You kind of see it moving in. So if you live in Marion County, don't be surprised if in the next few hours' time you may get a little bit of rainfall coming in. And as a matter of fact, if I switch over to our Tampa radar, kind of see that there's more stuff out in the Gulf of Mexico. So just a little bit of rain to track this morning. Not a big deal. 77 degrees in Orlando right now. It's 78 in Leesburg, 72 in DeLand, and 79 in St. Cloud. So it's a nice warm morning. It's going to be a nice warm day. I do not think today is going to be as hot as yesterday, mainly because we have some showers and some thunder showers in there. Today, we actually have cooling rains, and that's going to do the trick, right? 92 degrees 1 p.m., 94 degrees our 3 o'clock temperature, with a 30% coverage of seeing some showers and some thunder showers. Tammy says today's probably a beach cleanup day after the weekend. You're probably not wrong. Yeah, we've got that. So, you know, I just hope that they clean up their mess. That's all. That's all. Right? Good morning to you, Wendy. Karen, good morning. Look at this beautiful day. We've got rain in the forecast. Man, do we need some of that rainfall, right? 94 degrees in Orlando. Yes. Thank you. He's showing me some toys. So advertised 90. We hit 97 yesterday. We hit 97 the day before. Thankfully, today's temperature's lower, courtesy of showers and even thunder showers popping up. Now notice we still have that warm westerly wind, 10, 15, 20 miles an hour. That's going to do the trick to warm those temperatures up. But in terms of the rain chances, let's dial up our futurecast model and kind of get an idea of where we're at. Okay, so here we are this morning. And notice Futurecast actually doing a pretty good job of zeroing in on some of that rain northwest of town. This ran a couple of hours ago. So the sheer fact that it picks it up, I think, is a clear indication that the model has a good handle on things. All right, 10, 11 o'clock, bringing some rainfall into Marion and our northern spots. And that's going to essentially help to pop up the afternoon showers and storms that will gather along the east coast today. And then by about 5, 6, 7 o'clock, start to kind of taper off just a little bit. But for today, given that west wind, all of the rain is going to want to move generally off to the east coast. So when we looked at today's rain chances, basically, the eastern areas are going to have the best opportunity to see some of that rainfall. It's not going to be a washout of a day, but at least we've got some rain in the forecast, right? So all in, hey, scattered showers and thunder showers this afternoon. Hot and windy up to that point, though. But we'll all take a little bit of rain to help us out. Right? I'll take some of that rain to help us out, for goodness sake. You know? Elliot's asking if the rainy season's finally starting. You know, there's definitely some hints of it. Take a look at the 7-day forecast, for example, here. And you can see today's got some rain. Overall this week, I'll say that the models have been going back and forth in terms of how much rain, right? 10, 20% coverage is kind of where we're looking right now. We need more than just that to really get into the rainy season. So do I think that we're into the rainy season yet? It doesn't look like we're there. It doesn't. This is about the normal start. Technically, yesterday is about the normal start to the rainy season. Doesn't look like we're kind of there yet. So we'll just keep waiting and hoping. At least, though, with some winds shifting around a little bit, we'll be able to get our temperatures back to where they should be, right? From the upper 90s the last couple of days to the mid 90s today and tomorrow, and then into the upper 80s and lower 90s this weekend. That's kind of where we're at. All right. So that's kind of the idea for us. Rain chances fairly low. Models are going to have to figure this out to see, do we get any kind of tropical influx of moisture, that sort of thing. But, for now, that's kind of where we're at. So if you're heading out to the theme parks, I would just say that it's going to be a pretty nice one. Showers, a couple of thunder showers. Epcot opens up at 9 o'clock and is open until 9 o'clock. If you're heading to the beach today, also looking pretty good. Season surf running about 1 to 2 feet. Isolated shower, maybe a thunder shower. Yeah. Jeannie Rowan says we're headed to the mountains soon, hopefully before triple digits get thrown around. I would agree. We're definitely into a searing kind of a weather pattern. And with that said, what we could use is a nice weak little tropical something. Not anything strong, but we could use some tropical moisture trying to sneak our direction. So let's look at the computer models here and just kind of get an idea of what's doing, right? That's always a good way to start things off. For now, things are nice and quiet, don't have much to track out there. Although actually, you know what? Let me dial up. Hold on, loop until button. Let's look here at the. All right, so let's look here at the Atlantic satellite image. Let's just, before we do anything crazy, here's the full Atlantic satellite. So the National Hurricane Center put out their 8 a.m. tropical weather outlook, and they're basically saying there's nothing expected to develop over the next 7 days' time. But look in the bottom right corner there, okay? There's a pretty decent little tropical wave off the coast of Africa. There's a closer look at it. It's nothing that's expected to develop, but it is something that caught my eye this morning when I was looking at the satellite. We're in late May, and when we start to see tropical waves forming all the way off the coast of Africa, that is kind of an interesting indicator, if nothing else, that things are starting, right? And that's definitely something that we're going to have to watch for. That little wave is not really going to become anything big and scary, but again, it just lets you know that the season is starting to wake up, and of course, that's why we have to watch. So let's look at the computer models, and actually, for that point, let's switch our view around to the Atlantic Basin, just so that we've got all bases covered, right? So, okay, this is the American GFS model, and let's just roll through time. Orange on this map is high pressure. Blues and greens and purples on this map, lower pressure. All right, so there's a little CAG trying to get going in the Caribbean, lifting up to the north. Could have something kind of off the east coast of Florida. Probably will have something to watch. That first week in June, does it bother us much? Hopefully not. Maybe two things. You kind of see, had a quick developing thing out there, but nothing looking overly ominous for development or for threat. Right? That's the GFS. Let's come back over. We'll look over at the European. Going to roll through here. Something out east of us. Yeah, so it's developing low pressure. Is it tropical or subtropical, right? Like high pressure near us. There's the European developing something down in the Caribbean. And then from there, if we switch over to the European AI model, trying to figure something out. Broad strokes of low pressure, nothing crazy, right? So, at this point, I would say that there's just some indicators of lowering pressure. It's all kind of working. Stella, stop. It's all kind of dialing into the cycling patterns, of course, that we talk about. But, for now, thankfully, there's nothing crazy. But again, just looking at this, tropical wave off the coast of Africa at the end of May, something to watch. This will not develop, doesn't look like. 0 named storms so far this year. Last year we had 1. So and by the end of June, I believe we had had a second named storm last year. So, all this just to say that, hurricane season just mere days away. We're going to have to start watching the entire basin. So that's where we're at. Taylor, I will do as I wish, Taylor. She's ornery sometimes. I have to get on her. Listen, everybody needs a pow pow every now and then, okay? Taylor? Correct, Brad. Correct. That's that part of the pattern, yeah. Yeah. Love hearing them from Janice. They're always destroying, always. Lindsay, good morning to you. We need rain, but nothing crazy. Agreed. Agreed. So I'll also tell you, do you remember a couple of days ago? Let me pull up the graphic for it. Do you remember a couple of days ago I had recorded this graphic and posted it? Do you remember this? Do your kids have questions about hurricane season? Record and share a video with us. They could appear on TV. So yesterday, Nancy Alvarez and I actually taped, it's called KidCast. So I believe it's June the 6th. Our hurricane special is airing, and we're going to have like a little mini thing in there. And then on wesh.com, we're going to have a whole kids cast talking to kids about hurricane season. So watch all of that, but just know that like if a hurricane does decide to try and threaten us, we are going to do this sort of thing where we're going to try and talk to crews and talk to people, making sure that kids know how we do hurricane coverage, what's going on in a hurricane, answer the questions, and kind of frame it in a way so that kids can understand. So that's one of our like goals that we're trying to work on this year. So I hope that should a storm threaten us, that we'll be able to calm your family's nerves, calm your family's fears at all. Right. Summer break has begun. Tiffany, Janice, Stella rules. Don't delay the rainy season. Oh, Matt, doesn't the delay in the rainy season correlate to any other past seasons where they were active for hurricanes? If I'm honest, the rainy season in Florida is so like localized. I haven't looked at anything that in depth. Although one of the analogs that we did use this year for our 2024 hurricane season forecast is 1998. And 1998, if you're familiar, was the latest onset of the rainy season. So one of the years that we used was that. So, I guess loosely you could say that it makes sense, right? Because 98 is a similar weather pattern to what we're heading into, where El Nino was waning. And so anyway, kind of, I looked at, for the hurricane season forecast, it was definitely more of a broader pattern than anything else. Yeah. So I don't know if that answers your question, Matt, but that's, it's really hard, because then it's like, do I look at the Texas onset? Do I look at all these and it's kind of a mesoscale versus a more synoptic scale kind of thing, Yeah. Taylor says we're done with school Friday, and the teenager has incoming freshman band camp next year. Wow. Janice says, calm me down too when a hurricane approaches. Well, that's the idea, is to make sure that everybody is calm, right? Jeannie Rowan, how to calm the fam, snacks, plenty of potato chips and chocolate. Well, and that was the one thing, like one of the questions Nancy asked me was like, all right, what do we need to worry about as kids for hurricanes? And I'm like, games and snacks. Like, that's the biggest thing to me, at least, Every time you say 98 degrees, I'm singing boy bands. I know. Katie says, I don't want to wait for that long. Oh, I don't want to wait that long for the rainy season, but it's an awesome piece of information. Well, I don't either, because 98 was a terrible year for wildfires. So yeah, the latest onset was July 6th of 98. And when you look at that, to that point, it would make sense. Here's the last few onset dates. 2022 and 2021 onset in early June. So it's not like we're, super late. The normal onset, though, climatologically speaking, is yesterday. So there you go. Interesting, right? Yeah. Just tuning in, how's Lake County looking for outdoor evening plans? You may have a couple of like midday showers or thunder showers, Arlena, but everything's going to want to move inland from there. So yeah. Give me just one night. Give me, una noche. Oh my gosh. Getting boy band. What is it? Wind Direction, is that our boy band? We're getting that back together. So anyway, early June it's not crazy to see the onset of the rainy season in early June. Either way, just looking at the 7-day forecast, doesn't look like it's wanting to onset here these next couple of days. I would just add that over the weekend, each day the models completely flip-flopped on rain chances, so it's saying that they're really struggling with keying in. Remember, consistency with computer models breeds confidence, and what we don't really have here at all is any consistency. So don't expect the rain chances, at least part of this 7-day forecast, to be terribly accurate at this point. Yeah. I've been called worse, Kelly. Matt, I asked because you said the cold fronts need to stop so the rainy season can start. Made me think how the effect of a larger pattern. And well, and to that point also, Matt, I think it plays out, right? Like, even if I didn't directly study Central Florida's patterns, looking at the broader synoptic scale elements play into the more mesoscale Central Florida stuff, right? So, yeah. Yeah. Barb, I remember Wind Direction. That's right. Son won't stop watching Trolls Band together and just making. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Brittany's asking what's going on in the Daytona area around 1. So, and I showed Futurecast earlier, but I'll dial it back up again. Rain chances rise through the day along the East Coast because of the west wind, right? So notice there's like 1 p.m. widely scattered showers and thunder showers. Yeah. All right. So again, if we back this up, 10, 11 o'clock, it's starting out west, and then we start to really spread the rains through 1, 2 o'clock, right? 3, 4 p.m., everything's piling up along the East Coast. 5, 6 o'clock, it starts to clear on out. But even at this point, the models are trying to show some like late day development of thunderstorm activity across the interior. So, it'll be something. We'll watch. Listen. We'll be watching it, tracking it as needed, posting as needed, keeping you up to date. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about a thing. Yeah. Yes, Taylor. You particularly. No, all of us, I think, are going to get some showers and storms. Yeah. Brittany, no, you're fine. Totally fine. Joy, it says, please rain. I know my yard could use some rain for sure. Yeah, for sure. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? Brad, I heard very long range of the GFS has a low in the Gulf. We already looked at the GFS. I didn't look at any like ensembles, but like we already looked at the GFS. Current run of the GFS is right here. We'll review. There's a low developing off of a CAG and lifting out into the Atlantic. If we go back one run, let's go back one run just for safety. High pressure, There's your CAG, lifting up and out. That's a mess. That's messy. That's just broader low pressure. That's nothing organized there. Although, look at that at the end there. Look at that at the end. That's the first, like, interesting. Not really. And then let's go 2 runs ago. I'm trying to see if any of these GFS runs are showing anything in the Gulf. There's your CAG firing up. Maybe that was kind of trying to indicate something. And go 4 runs ago. There's your CAG firing up. Yeah, so it doesn't look like many of these are trying to do much in the Gulf. So yeah, I wouldn't say that many of these are trying to do anything crazy in the Gulf. Yeah. Yes, Chris. Thank you, Chris. I always forget. A CAG low is a Central American gyre. Basically, when you start to see the model throwing little storm systems off Central America, the GFS loves to do that. What you have to watch for is, does it keep moving the timeline out, or does it start moving it in with time? That's what you have to start watching for. Need to hand water again. Really dry in O'Galley. Oh, for sure. And you talk about the dry weather. Here's the drought monitor. This is updated every Thursday. Notice that for Central Florida, Brevard County is in a moderate drought. The rest of us abnormally dry, but Brevard County in particular is in a moderate drought. So because of that, it basically just means, you are You are drier. We had lightning the other day spark that fire on the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge, right? When we look at the fire danger index, thankfully, all of Central Florida fairly low because atmospherically we have enough moisture in play, but the Keach-Byram drought index tells a very different story. Brevard, Seminole, and Osceola counties are actually now significantly dry soil. In other words, the Keach-Byram drought index looks at how much moisture do we need to get back to saturated soil, basically. So in this case, Seminole, Osceola, and Brevard need a lot of rain to saturate that soil. So there's a lot of different metrics that we can look at, a lot of different pieces of data we can look at, but bottom line is, yeah, Brevard is definitely some of the drier areas. Debbie's asking, when's the next launch happening? There's actually one scheduled for today. SpaceX scrubbed from yesterday, but they're seemingly working some technical issues. So the launch window is open from now until 11:28 this morning. So launch probability is good, but now through 11:28 is the window. So we'll have to see how that plays out. All right. All right. Moist, is it moist, not saturated? I have to go back and look. Maybe maybe saturated is the wrong word, but moist enough. There it is. Yeah. Do you, Barb? Do you want a couple? All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything at all? We've got a launch hopefully this morning. It'll be fun. We've got plenty of showers and thunder showers in the forecast, though, later on today. We need that rain. Boy, do we need that rain. Danielle's asking, will Daytona get a lot of rain? Daytona has the opportunity to get some decent showers and storms later today. All that moisture working on in. Moist enough gets the job done. Exactly, Matt. Exactly. Oh, it's hot. Turn down the heat. We're working on it. Look at that 7-day forecast, Charles. 97 yesterday, 97 the day before, but we're to 88 by this weekend. So we're getting little by little by little, we're getting there. Little by little by little, we're getting there. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, Tiffany. Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt. Yeah. Yep. All right, people. That's all I got for today. We'll cut it a couple of minutes short. We tracked. If there's one takeaway from today, this is what I want to focus on. And this is not hype. He's hyping. No. There's one focus for today. It's this guy. What I spy with my little eye is a healthy little tropical wave off the coast of Africa. The tropics have not awakened yet, but they're trying to. So let's make sure we watch them. And I'll keep you posted. It's gonna be a long season. We're gonna do this all together. Sound good? I'm a hyper, Taylor. It's wanting to do the things. We just have to be watching. All right, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Sound good? Sound good? All right, bye.